talk to the viewers until Craig shows up, which will be in a minute or so. Are we good? We're good.
We're good?
We're online.
We're online, yay.
Welcome, viewer. Craig will be with us momentarily. I see him in the Google Doc, so he will be showing up. I don't have any music or anything to play. Right on cue.
There you go.
Wow, the man's getting better.
That's pretty impressive.
That's impressive timing, Craig. We just started streaming like 10 seconds ago. I said, hello, viewer. Craig will be here momentarily, and then Skype went. It's scary how our brains are starting to really think alike.
Or you have no idea. Scary for whom?
From thousands of miles away.
That's right.
You're quantum entangled, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, it's good to hear you, Mike.
Hey, good to hear you too. Sounds like I'm going to see you soon.
Yes, you are going to be able to come over.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to bail next week because I got to watch Game of Thrones, but I'll be there for when you're here.
Okay.
And then we've got no show the week after. So in 2 weeks, there's no show because Craig and I will both be out at our company conference. And then the week after is when we will have our 10th anniversary show.
Yay.
My camera's a little low. My head's getting chopped off. I got to adjust that.
Hey, I did add something at the bottom about the roller coaster Harrison and I rode.
Bottom.
Roller coaster.
Did you see Despicable Me 2?
Me? No,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. No.
The one of the guys, his name is what was it, Cyrus Ramsbottom, and the minions go bottom. It's just one of those 4-year-old things. So when you said you add something to the bottom. Oh, you rode the Fury 325. Woohoo!
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
All right. Well, this should go quick because we only have like 2 birthdays this week.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you're ready.
Let me check.
Mike's
yes,
texting
yes,
something.
I think I am.
Okay.
I am texting something.
Then we'll get started. Hitting the big red record button now. Is there anybody? Are you watching the chat room, Craig?
Oh, you know what?
Is there anybody there?
Donna knows how many viewers.
One. Wow, that's probably Craig.
Nope, I'm not even in there yet. There we go.
Might be Scott.
Oh my gosh, yes. Wait, hold on.
Well, this should go quick because we only have like.
There we go.
Mute that thing, please.
There we go.
Okay.
You know what's funny? I can't watch the video. I have to kind of hide it a little bit because I'm sitting there. I'm too busy focusing on you. Yeah, you're like talking about something we saw 5 minutes ago, or
It's about 30 seconds behind.
Latency is really bad in this setup.
Yeah, no.
That was what was nice about Justin TV was their latency wasn't too bad.
That's true.
So it was only a few.
I think Ustream was a couple seconds too.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
There, I'm just gonna stick to. Well, I paused it, so the video is off to the side, and
but you still get the chat live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just the video is just off the screen. That's all.
All right. Enough talking shop. Here we go.
All right.
In 3, 2, 1. Technorama episode 433. Honestly, I didn't touch it.
Good morning, folks. This is your captain speaking.
Technorama.
Remember when?
Technorama.
On this day in tech history.
Tech.
And now, the news.
Tech.
What the chuck?
Technorama.
Welcome to Blockhead Video.
I'm looking for a hoppy ale with a slight bitterness and a hint of stale Easter peep.
Over there, in the media corner.
Technorama.
Hold my beer and watch this. Unfasten your seatbelts and disregard all safety rules. Here are your flight crew, Chuck and Craig.
I changed up that last part on you, Craig.
I know. I was Easter peep.
Have you had the peep beer?
No.
Dear God. Oh.
Is there such a thing?
Oh, it's horrid. It is so horrid.
I think I'll pass.
Yeah.
I like stale Easter peeps, not in my beer.
Yeah, definitely not one to look for.
Welcome to Technorama. This is the show that takes a lighthearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek. If this is your first time listening, thank you for joining us. If you're a returning listener, welcome back. We appreciate you giving us your time. As always, I am Chuck Tomasi, and with me is Craig Stepp. How are you, Craig?
a little disgusted thinking about a peat beer.
That's what I'm here for.
I think I'm gonna hurl.
Hey, I did have I posted it on Facebook. I did have a PB&J
Beer?
beer. Yes, actually, it was called Peanut Butter Jelly Time.
Yeah, I've seen that
You know what?
one. I haven't had that one.
I'll tell you like this. It was enjoyable, but not enough for me to make it a regular drink.
This is not a beer cast.
But, hey,
We should send a review off to the Brit and Yankee Pubcast.
yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. How about that?
What we do have coming up in this episode is the Invisible Jet, Play-Doh, or is it Play-Doh? And Max Headroom. All that and more coming up right after this. Stick around.
I've always wondered, what is a parsec? A parsec is the equivalent to 3.26 light years, and since a light year is the distance of light traveled in 1 year... Whoa. I really meant to ask, what is a parsec award?
Oh, I got this one. Hi, I'm the wonderful Billy Flynn from the award non-winning podcast Geek Radio Daily. Murr Lafferty, Michael Meningay, and Tracy Hickman founded the Parsec Awards in 2006 to celebrate speculative fiction podcasting. Shows are nominated by the fans. You can start nominating podcasts now through May 31st. Geek Radio Daily has even presented at the awards at the ceremony at DragonCon in Atlanta.
Well, what if I want to nominate a podcast?
Go to parsecawards.com. Podcasts are judged on their content and audio quality, so it's anyone's game. There are 16 categories, and it's not about audience size. You could even say audience size doesn't matter.
That's good, since no one actually listens to Geek Radio Daily.
Hey!
Just kidding, Billy Flynn. Well, you heard it here, folks. Nominate a podcast or just get the details at parsecawards.com.
This is Ronald D. Moore from Battlestar Galactica, and you're listening to Technorama.
Yeah, who was that? No, nobody actually listens.
Tech Radio Daily. What?
Poor Billy.
I know. Another podcast that went to the ether.
No, I think they're still around. We see them. They do a live show at DragonCon every year.
Really?
Yeah. Billy's walking around with a shirt that says Flynn Lives. It's great.
Awesome.
Hey, by the way, did he not win last year?
I don't recall. No, because this is a new promo. So they did say podcast non-winning.
Yeah, I was in there going, I thought he won last year, but
I don't think
maybe
so.
he
I
was
think he
nominated.
presented.
He could have presented, yeah.
That's as close as he's going to get.
That's as close as we got for a long time.
Hey, I'm just happy that my name's still attached to it. In some
You founded
small way.
it, man. You
Yeah,
founded
well,
it.
you know, I haven't really been that active with it, so.
We're among greatness, Craig.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, really? Who else is there?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I will agree with that.
Let's go into our feedback, shall we? Hit play. There we go.
There we go. There we go.
I said only one channel.
I have no. Gotta clean those contacts.
The listener won't know. It's mono.
Time to do some studio maintenance.
Apparently.
Oh, boy.
We have one voicemail in the listener bag and one email. The voicemail goes something like this.
I am Groot.
That's all we got.
Well, that's a very poignant question, and I'm not sure how I want to answer that. I think it's too much of a topic for this show.
I like how you cut Michael off. Start playing the music.
I always forget to pause this stupid MD480.
That's fun.
That's it. I'm the Rodney Dangerfield of podcasting.
No
I get no
respect.
respect at all.
I am Groot.
I am Groot. That's what we got. I have no idea. I'm not going to backtrace the number from K7 to figure out who that was.
You know what?
Thank you.
By the way, I think I may have passed on putting that in the show notes at all because I thought it was another pocket dial because how small it was.
Yeah, because sometimes you look at the file size and these like 6K. That must be just nothing.
I love some of the voicemail you get in with the K7 numbers. Like you'll get because you get random spam or somebody that's got the wrong K7 number and thinks you're somebody else.
Do you still have that blazer for sale?
Exactly.
Well, remember, I've gotten a couple of pharmaceutical faxes.
You get faxes.
Faxes, yeah, that's always awesome too.
Yeah, I think I got a fax for a prescription
Oh, great. Did you fill it?
Yeah, I should have.
We're sorry, your coverage has been denied.
Yeah, right.
We have an email from Tom regarding Pi Day, because that was last month.
Oh, that was so much fun.
In honor of Pi, he says, do the math. This is kind of wild. If you put a string around the circumference of a basketball, then the length of that string is the famous 2 pi r formula from our earlier math class, right? But elevate the string, stretch it out 1 centimeter above the surface of the basketball, and the string is exactly 6.283185 centimeters longer. Now, do the same thing around the Earth, and that string will be considerably longer, but elevate the string 1 centimeter above the Earth's surface, and it's exactly 6.283185 centimeters longer. Well, no further distance than the basketball.
That is weird.
Hey, mind blown.
Wow.
It is.
That is cool.
I was
there's something in that.
I was actually reading about Pi because on Pi Day.
Yes.
On like Wikipedia or something. Maybe I was watching a video and they were talking about Pi, and they were mentioned about 6.28 blah blah blah, and how that is also a common number in nature, just like 3.1.
Yeah, you see it all over the place.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like 101.
And that's why my password is the last 4 digits of pi.
Yeah. Well,
it's easy to remember that way.
101 is the number that Chuck writes in all the bathrooms. That's why you see it everywhere.
It's also Neo's apartment in the Matrix.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
The Cyberdyne Systems Model 101. It just keeps coming up. I think somebody's having fun with us.
Absolutely.
Somebody's screwing with us.
They probably are. So let's screw with them with some history.
Okay.
On this day in history for April 8th, 2015, this is the 98th day of the year. That means Saturday is the 101 day of the year.
Nice.
There are 267 days remaining in 2015. It was on this date in 1904 that Longacre Square, of which we're all very familiar, in Midtown Manhattan, is renamed Times Square after the New York Times. Very cool.
And that same date in 1908, Harvard University votes to establish the Harvard Business School.
Oh, and you're going to give me the name that I can't pronounce. Thank you for that.
There's several.
Dutch physicist Heinkel
Kamerlingh
Ons discovered superconductivity 104 years ago today. I should actually know that.
That's wild. That's a long time ago.
Superconductors.
Also on this day in 1946, okay, I'll take my crack at this one. Électricité de France, the world's largest utility company, is formed as a result of the nationalization of a number of electricity producers, transporters, and distributors.
All right, you ready for me?
Yeah.
Sure.
April 8th, 1959, the team of computer manufacturers, users, and university people led by Grasshopper.
Grasshopper.
Well, Grasshopper. Someday you will form a team of computer manufacturers and do great things.
I was reading it too fast.
You were doing good there for a while.
Led by Grace Hopper. Meets to discuss the creation of a new programming language that would be called COBOL.
Oh my God, COBOL.
1959. Now
Shudder.
You know you're using an old language.
Shudder, COBOL. Also today in 1964, my year of my birth, an unmanned test flight of Gemini 1 is launched. And if you notice, I used Gemini, which is the way they all called it Gemini.
Is that like Robot?
Yes.
The construction of the world's first building to integrate wind turbines is completed in Bahrain 7 years ago today. Craig, you want to lead the birthdays out?
Sure, and happy birthday goes out on this date to astronomer and mathematician Dave Rittenhouse, born on this date in 1732.
Also born in this date in 1859, Edmund Husserl, the Australian mathematician and philosopher.
Stand up, philosopher. Sorry.
Sit down. No, stand up.
Is that a T or an I?
Husserl. I think it's an L.
I think it's
American chemist and Nobel Prize laureate Melvin Calvin, not to be confused with Kelvin Melvin, was born today in 1911.
Oh, I lost my place. Hold on a minute.
April 8th, 1917.
Oh, yeah. April 8th, 1917 is also the birthday of the mathematician and computer scientist Winfred Osprey.
We've got a lot of mathematicians born this day.
Yep.
Estonian astronomer Grigori Kurzman. Okay, Grigori
Close enough.
Sure, whatever. Would have been 98 today.
We've never been criticized about our technical accuracy on the names yet, and we're not about to start now. Actor Stuart Pankin from Not Necessarily the News and many other fine roles turns 69 today.
Wow.
And the woman who plays Princess Buttercup.
This one blew my mind.
From The Princess Bride and Claire Underwood and House of Cards, Robin Wright is 49 today. What? 49?
49?
Did not know that was the same actress.
40?
Until today.
Absolutely.
Wait a minute. 49?
I know. I mean, she does.
In all fairness, she looks like she should maybe a little older than 49. But
yeah.
For House of Cards, yes.
For they aged her up pretty good for House of Cards.
I mean, she looks good for. It's just tricky. I probably shouldn't comment.
And finally, computer programmer Mark Spencer is 38.
He doesn't look 38 at all. He should be like 45 or 50.
Computer time isn't real time.
That's right.
And that's the way it was on this day in history for April 8th, 2015. And truth be known, it's also the 28th anniversary of Donna's and My First Date.
Nice.
So we'll go with that. See, I remember the important things, even when they're not on the script.
Yeah. Hey, by the way,
crybabies.
What? Yes, Craig.
Hey, by the way, remember earlier I mentioned I messed up. I'm sure you don't remember. I messed up the name. Grace Hopper.
Grasshopper.
Grasshopper.
Grasshopper. Well, I like Grasshopper better.
well, you know what? The reason I stumbled over her name was I kept thinking, wasn't she the one that discovered the computer bug?
You'll have to look during our break. That one's not bringing back memory. Maybe listeners know.
I'm looking at it right here.
All right.
Then. Okay. It's on Wikipedia. So
okay.
Well, then, there you go.
So that's why I kept thinking grasshopper.
The bug.
Was that the name of the
so that
virus?
must be the name of the bug, huh?
Yeah. No, she had a moth. It was like a moth or something.
Grasshopper. Got it.
Very nice.
All right. Let's do this.
Good news, everyone. What?
Well, this isn't good news. We should have played one of the bad news ones. This was very tasteless of me. The world's oldest person has died at the age of 117.
That's still a pretty good long run.
Wow. What do they call that? A supercentenarian when you span multiple centuries like that? Born in 1898, Japan's Misao Okawa died peacefully in her nursing home earlier today. This was last week, obviously. Here's how her remarkably long tenure on Earth stacks up against the longest human lives. She came in 5th place.
Really?
Yeah, 5th oldest person ever at 117 and some odd days. The oldest person was 122 years, 164 days. Jean Calment of France. I hope I'm saying that. Jean Calment?
Jean, probably right.
Yeah.
Jean Calment.
Jean.
Jean-Luc Picard.
Janae.
That doesn't sound good when you say it like that.
Sarah Knaus in the U.S. at 119 years old. Lucy Hannah from the U.S. at 117. And 4th place is Mary Louise Miller.
Mueller.
It's Canadian.
Well, I put this in the show notes because I was always fascinated with how old people can live. And when I saw this, I was like, wow, 117. And then I started thinking, who's the oldest? And then that's when this article popped up, and I realized that the oldest person was 122.
That is a long time.
Yes,
imagine the things they see in their lifetime.
Yeah,
she could probably recite half of these.
Heartache. Nothing but heartache.
It was on this day in 1918. Yep, I was there for that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, what about like biblical figures? They say like Noah was like 900 or something, and I forget all the different ages, but it's ridiculous numbers. I'm like, how did they live that long?
Yeah, we're not going there.
Thank you.
Let's not go there.
Being as this is recorded on Easter Sunday,
let's just not go there.
Offend as many people as we can.
All right, fine.
From listener Tom, he's got a link to Amazon Dash. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, this thing.
I honestly thought this was I
thought it was an April Fool's joke. I did too. Yeah,
They announced it at the wrong time is what happened.
I still am not convinced this is legit.
You know what? They've been talking about this for so long, though.
This is the epitome of laziness. The next thing they need is just drones to drop the stuff in your house and
there was that story that was out, and this was again everybody was swearing it was an April Fool's joke, and I'm still not sure that it wasn't. The whole idea that you could actually voice activate ordering. The voice-activated ordering from Amazon, that all you have to do is just basically speak what you want and it will automatically come from Amazon. It's like, wow, no, I don't really want that. Thank you.
But from Amazon's perspective, it's brilliant because all you have to do is keep them shopping. Make shopping experience as seamless as possible.
They get enough of my damn money every month as it is. Yeah. I spend way too much time and way too much money on Amazon anyway. I don't need any help.
For as much as we pay on Amazon Prime, they should come to my house and inventory what I got and replace it.
If you haven't seen, Amazon Dash is a little button. It's just a couple inches long and maybe an inch high with this button. I don't know if it's Wi-Fi activated or what, but they have different branded ones for things you commonly use, like detergent, paper towels, toilet paper.
The idea is that you set it up next to the area where you use it. So if it's toilet paper, you put it in the bathroom.
Right.
Or if it's paper towels, you put it in the kitchen. And when you run out, you punch the button.
And it will order the Amazon thing for you and send it via Prime. And I don't know, all they need is the drones to bring the toilet paper to me.
Yeah, they're working on that.
I'm stuck on the throne still.
Because the drones
wait 2 days.
Within...
you have to wait 2 days for delivery, Chuck.
If they get the drone thing in place, they're saying less than 24-hour delivery on stuff.
Can I coin a new term then? The drone throne? Drone. You sit on the
drone.
Hey, by the way, I know.
I love that.
Here's your toilet paper, sir.
Hey,
no cameras.
Until I read about it a little closer, I just imagined that what if one of your kids decides to keep hitting the button and they all of a sudden an Amazon branded truck pulls up out front with your
kids. How about my cat? My cat discovers it, decides it wants to play with the button. Are you kidding? 400 orders of paper towels. I'd have enough paper towels to last my lifetime.
What's the cat planning?
What could possibly go wrong?
Exactly.
It's so the cat can clean up the blood.
From the cat holocaust.
Well, to be fair, it actually sends you a text from what I was reading.
So you have to confirm it.
You have to confirm it. So basically, once you punch the button, it just places the order in standby, and then it'll send you a text to your phone, and you have to accept or decline. So that way, if it accidentally gets pushed or something happens. So to be fair, they do have some safeguards.
Okay.
But this is still a really scary place to go.
Could you see yourself putting any of these around your house?
No, I do not.
By the way, I came up with a better idea. Instead of around my house, because I think that would litter your house with a bunch of little stupid buttons where you didn't really need any more litter to begin with. But what I thought of, instead of homes, like if I had like a car shop and I needed to order some more towels or something, the heavy duty paper towels that they use.
For business.
Yes, I think in a business, I think this makes a lot more sense.
It could have some practical applications there. But again, it's just getting to the point where we're getting so damn lazy as a civilization that it's like we want to sit in our couch and watch TV all day long and do
order
nothing
Amazon
else.
stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's bad enough my freaking Apple TV's taken over my life. I don't have to move off my couch I don't have to get up and put a DVD in the DVD player because what the hell is a DVD anymore? So what the hell is a Blu-ray? What's that?
Here's the worst example of laziness. Honey, did you order the paper towels? No, I forgot to hit the damn dash button.
It's all the way over there.
It's clear over there. Can you get up and do it for me?
You were just there.
Let me use my phone to magically hit the button.
That's too far away. I'll just order it off my smartphone on the couch.
We found the fatal flaw with the dash button. It's over there.
Yeah, I'd have to get up and walk over to it. I don't even get up and change my channel on my TV anymore.
And let's take a quick look at the birthday calendar. We have a light week this week. Not to turn this into a weather report again. April 8th is our friend Christiana Ellis.
Sorry, I was the weather.
And April 14th is Danny Harnish. Happy birthday to both of you. I looked ahead. There are some more birthdays coming next week, so we'll have more than that. Happy birthday to both of you. And happy birthday, if it is your birthday and you're not on the calendar, go over to chuckchat.com/wiki and get your name over there. We'll give you a shout out the appropriate time of year. And
did I get a birthday shout out?
Yes, you did.
I did.
You did.
Well,
somebody's not listening to the show.
I admit I haven't been listening. Yeah, all right.
We're going to take a quick break and be
You're
back
pathetic.
with
I'm on the show. I don't need to listen to it.
If you'd show up and record, then you don't need to. That's the deal. You don't need to listen if you're here. Quick break. We'll be back with the Hacks and Strange Stories, the chat room, Remember When, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So stick around.
Hey, I need to order some paper towels. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Sorry you didn't get that one.
He rolls 20 every time. He laid out plans for man to reach Mars and return safely on a cocktail napkin. The next day, it was approved. He always knows where his towel is. He is the most interesting geek in the world.
I don't always listen to podcasts, but when I do, I listen to Technorama. Stay geeky, my friends.
Hi, this is Dave Slusher from Evil Genius Chronicles, and you are listening to Technorama, because you're in the cool club.
So, Craig, when he outlined his plans to go to Mars and return safely on a cocktail napkin, were the plans on the cocktail napkin, or were the
plans people?
Yeah,
Well, you're
not
sending
literally.
people on a cocktail napkin because that sounds like something that would happen at a bar.
He's that damn good.
Low overheads, really easy, and it's recyclable too.
Look, for $5 you can get like a whole pallet of these things. We can all go to Mars. Yes.
All right, this past week was April Fool's, and we were all inundated with many, many great April Fool's jokes.
The Pac-Man Google Map thing took over my life for a day.
That was fun.
That was crazy. They need to keep that on all the time.
It was on like 2 days ago. They kept it for a while.
They kept it?
Yeah.
They need to keep it forever because, man, I'll tell you
Google
what,
does
that was cool.
Yeah, Google does that. They keep a couple of them around. What was that? There was another one.
It kills me that somebody got paid to do that, though.
Oh,
somebody's job
was to create Pac-Man so you could run Pac-Man on your streets. That was so cool. I went to every neighborhood that I ever lived in and I played Pac-Man on it. Tell me you didn't do that. I mean,
That's
it was
funny.
so freaking cool to run around your neighborhood. I had a power pill set right in front of my house. It was awesome.
Did it go faster downhill?
Yeah. I did it in Texas. I did it in Alaska. I did it in South Carolina. So, yeah, I made the gambit myself.
So, Craig, what did you find that was cool about, what was it, the National Air and Space Museum? They had a good one.
Yes, they had a good one. And, you know, they took the Spirit of St. Louis down from the ceiling, and they had an empty space with the cables hanging, and they had a scissor lift up there and a guy with a little feather duster. He was cleaning the Wonder Woman's invisible jet that they had on display for one day.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but there's a video at the bottom, and they're talking about how much of an honor it is to have the plane and talk about the history a little bit. And in the background, you see the guy cleaning. Like he's cleaning it. He's just sitting up on the scissor lift with a brush. Looks like he's cleaning the invisible jet.
That's just great.
So yeah, they really got into it, and I'm surprised they didn't break character because I would have busted out laughing.
I like this quote. The Museum of Flight had acquired the plane with the help from Lieutenant Diana Prince in April 2013. Since then, our curator Bob Vanderlinden wanted very much to display the plane at the museum in Washington, D.C. The jet is well ahead of its time. It used stealth technologies in the 1950s, long before the Lockheed YF-12A and SR-71 Blackbird were introduced. The engines on this plane allowed Wonder Woman to travel through space.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that NASA's North American X-15 took the United States to the edge of space in the 1960s. But it was Amazonian technology that had Wonder Woman traveling into deep space in the 1950s.
Didn't it fly faster than the SR-71 too, if I remember right? If my comic book lore is right, that she could actually traverse the distance between like the U.S. and like France in like an hour or like 20 minutes or some crazy amount.
And not even mess up her hair.
Yeah, not even mess up her hair. And doing that in an invisible jet where you could see everything, would that be freaking cool or what?
Would be cool. He was that guy just sitting in the sky.
Well, it's a lot like the new the panels that they are proposing to put into the big jumbo jets, so it feels like you're just sitting in a seat in the sky.
Yeah.
So everything has display and shows the outside of the aircraft.
Oh,
I know. I'm so for it, and everybody I talk to is like, "Oh, that'd be the most terrifying thing."
You know,
it's like, no, that'd be
that
so
sounds better.
Freaking cool.
That sounds better than the roller coaster I rode.
Yeah. You wouldn't have to lean over the person at the window seat's lap to go, oh, I can kind of see the Grand Canyon.
Right.
Do you know what would be funny? Oh, my gosh. One of these TV companies, remember they did the elevators where it looked like the floor fell out? You ever see that?
Oh, yes.
They put the TV panels in the
video
floor.
panels, and it shows it shows what's underneath the elevator. So you step in, and it looks like there's nothing underneath of you.
At first it looks like the floor is there, and then it looks like the panels fall off, and it shows what's below.
Right.
So that'd be awesome if you're on a plane. All of a sudden, it looks like the floor just ripped away.
Where'd my luggage go?
Oh man!
They should do that just in the aisle, though. That'll keep people in the seats.
No, I can hold it. I don't need to go to the bathroom. I'm fine.
You watch them walking like penguins, where they're 1 foot on one side of the aisle and 1 foot on the other side.
That's great.
Yeah, that's funny. That would be scary if it looked like the panels just came out off the plane and you could see through.
Yeah, that's what you need. As you're taking off, and the fuselage is ripping off at the top of the plane.
Yeah, hilarious.
That would be awesome.
Or better yet, do a William Shatner moment and just replace the window with a screen.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden you start seeing the alien out in the wing or the creature,
the
or whatever.
gremlin.
The gremlin.
Yeah, the gremlin. That's it. I swear something out there. I swear.
That's great. Oh, you could do so much with that. It'd be just that could be the flight of terror.
This is why we don't work for Boeing.
we would put Boeing out of business with lawsuits in like a week.
Yeah.
Several people died of heart attacks due to fright.
Gremlins on the wing. So they thought.
Oh.
Craig, do we have anybody in the chat room?
Why, yes, we do. We have Jeremy Keel, we have Tim Elliott, and Mad Marv.
No, Scott?
Do not see Scott.
Oh,
we got to fire
let us
him.
down. Okay.
We need to write him up.
If you want to be part of this insanity that we do each week, 9:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 Pacific, we want to see you. Go to chuckchat.com/Technorama. We have a watch live button. Does that actually take them to the right place now?
No, it takes them to Amazon so they can order something.
because Technorama gets a kickback. Your donations are appreciated.
Our Amazon Associates thing is working better. We're not getting any names on the birthday calendar, and we don't have any live viewers because they're all trying to buy something.
I'm pushing the button and nothing's happening.
But I have some products coming in the mail. Yes, actually, it does take you. But there's a Watch Now button, and it does take you straight to the
Yay! Okay,
YouTube Live. That's right.
Excellent. I wasn't sure if we did that after we did the rehosting thing a couple months ago, but nice to know that's all working.
Yep.
Let's take a look at Remember When. In the Remember When segment, we have, several articles. The first one of which is Bell Labs could send sign language over the phone line in 1979. This was a rather interesting video because they had the retroreflective gloves on people.
Hey, wait. By the way, I have tried to send sign language through the phone, but it did not succeed.
Well, that's because you're doing audio only, silly boy.
No.
I know what he's saying. Especially when you're having a complaint with the bill department. I send sign language to them all the time.
That certain finger that expresses your appreciation.
The one finger salute, yes.
Thank you for playing, Chuck.
I was following you, Craig.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that's probably not the best picture I should have put on there. This lady is not This is just a screen grab I got off the video. But she's wearing these gloves with retro reflectors on them, and that's all you see when you see them doing the sign language. Back in the good old days before the internet and Meerkat and Snapchat, we had one way to talk to people faraway lands, the telephone. But a microphone and speaker aren't much use if you're hearing impaired. In 1979, a Bell Labs research project devised a way of communicating with sign language using the bandwidth of the phone line 35 years ago.
That's pretty impressive, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Video chat wasn't feasible for most users, so the challenge was to distill sign language down to something that could be encoded and sent over the very limited bandwidth provided by a single phone line. The solution was to place 27 retroreflective dots on the hands and face of each individual. She's got one on her nose. That's my
I'm
favorite
looking
part.
at this picture, and just all I see is Bell Labs when the walls fell.
Literally.
Truly.
That was before the divestiture, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. 27 retroreflective dots on the hands and face of each individual, and then point a bright light at a camera at the signer. The dots, and only the dots, were detected by transmitting device, which could then be send the positional information to a screen on the other end. The researchers Kenneth Knowlton and Vivian Tarter outlined their achievement in a paper in Nature. As well as being an impressive technology feat, remember, they pulled this off before the Walkman was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a good lesson in designing technology around the user. It would have been easier just to force the hard of hearing to use written communication or learn some other more machine-friendly sign language, but instead, Knowlton and Tarter found a solution with zero learning curve and total user-friendliness.
That's pretty impressive.
That
really is.
79.
Imagine designing something with the user in mind.
Who does that anymore?
No, that's crazy talk.
That's right. Now that is fantastic, though. You know what's funny is this is really the first time I've heard of this.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of this either. I didn't know it existed.
Amazing.
I mean,
what's with the slot cars?
I'm sorry, it's kind of a tasteless joke.
I was like, well, the next story.
We're peeking into the next story.
I'm trying to figure out what the slot cars have to do with anything in life here.
So wait a minute. So I got to finish my thought. So I said,
go ahead.
So that's something we've never heard of. Well, not to be insensitive, but they haven't either.
Oh, Craig.
You can send your comments to Craig at Technorama.com.
No doubt.
I may have to do some editing on this show.
To save your skin. Well, if that doesn't drive the numbers up, I don't know what will.
There you go.
So, yeah, send your feedback. The next story is all about when people in the 20s and 30s really imagined big. These slot cars were actually a display model costing $8 million. The name of the model was Futurama. I kid you not.
Okay,
There's
I'm not
great
modeling that.
videos in here about the buildings and flying cars and even the fashions. We've seen the fashion one before. I remember the lady with the light in her hair.
Well, actually, Lady Gaga got really close to achieving this.
There she is. It looks like a microphone. It's more like a light. We have lights in our hair and cantilevered heels and... Yeah, that's.
We've achieved most of this stuff. Actually,
it was pretty good, but they dreamt on a different scale. They didn't have to be exactly accurate, but
you got to realize back then they expected us to actually achieve a lot more than we have, and not saying that we haven't. I mean,
the Amazon Dash is an amazing product.
Yeah, exactly. We've done a tremendous amount of things. It's just unfortunately it's not necessarily for the betterment of humanity on a lot of levels.
We're still in the future. In 2015, people will sit on their couches ordering toilet paper.
Exactly. We didn't dream that.
Pretty low estimation of society.
Yeah, we have a little bit better idea of where we're going to be in 100 years from at this point.
I think Idiocracy called it about right.
Yes, I think so
or
too.
Wall-E.
That's becoming more prophetic every single year, and it scares me.
Is it not? Every time I got a pair of Crocs I wear to walk out around the yard and come back in, and I think about that's what they were wearing in that movie.
There's so much in that film. I watch that one regularly just because it is really.
I'm gonna go back and watch. I don't think I've watched that in a long time.
It is just a brilliant movie, and a lot of the stuff that they talk about in there is actually starting to kind of come true.
Oh no,
it really is.
It is social commentary.
Yeah, it really is.
It's it. But I wonder if I know we've seen stories where, especially like in the movie in the show Futurama, where the aliens thought we were one way because they've been watching our TV shows and they came
like 20 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, Ally McBeal or whatever, or what was her name?
Yeah, Ally
McBeal. White female lawyer.
Yes.
I think about they see these kind of things. No threat.
Oh, the freaking dancing baby that everybody went crazy about. That was the creepiest thing ever. Oh.
Yeah, but what if aliens get that? And they go, that's what I'm saying. They look at this stuff and go, there's a lady with a blinking light in her head,
No threat.
Yeah, no threat. No threat.
We must find a way to disable the light in her head.
Omicron Beta 8 is safe.
We have also our third and final story is the first known medical consent form dating back to the year 1524.
Wow, they had lawyers back then.
We will translate this.
I think is more like it.
Translated into the English, this crazy document reads, this is written to certify that Dmitry bin Nikola Domini, a non-Muslim living in the Ottoman state, this is like Ottoman Empire time, I guess.
Wow.
Resident in the Bakhsparazi neighborhood of the city of Bursa. Isn't that the stuff in your knee that always gets real sore?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Who has a stone in his bladder presented with surgeon Sarah Sayyid Ali bin Bekara something or other to court hearing to have the stone removed. Agreeing in the Sharia court in the presence of the Qadi that would pay 300 akhse, or silver coins, for the removal of stone, and that Sidi Ali would not be sued if Dmitry is harmed or even loses his life due to the stone removal.
See? Lawyers, even back then. They're like cockroaches. They've been around forever. They will be here after the end of the world.
Don't sue me, bro.
Only cockroaches and lawyers will survive. They can sue the cockroaches for space.
Speaking of which, I want to know, did the guy make it?
Yeah, exactly. Do we have a follow-up on this? Did the guy die?
I wonder how the Yahoo commenting crowd will reconcile this with their idea that Muslims never contributed anything to science, medicine, or anything. No, actually, the Far East was brilliant. Mm-hmm. Brilliant people, full of history. I mean, think about it.
Oh, truly.
The alphabet, a lot of mathematics.
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously medicine, stuff. They were doing this kind of stuff back then. But, I just wondered what I'm going to have to go look it up somehow, but what was the state of medicine in 1524?
Bad. They probably had a hook to go get that stone.
I mean, there was no antibiotics.
Exactly. I was going to say, it's not so much that as it was. Do you guys watch The Nick? Did you ever watch The Nick?
No.
It's actually a really great series that you should check out because it really does show the level of medical progress that we made at that time. I can't wherever that whatever the time period is that they're actually showing
in the 1500s or in that movie.
In that movie.
Oh, okay.
It's a series, and it really does show how we really made big gains in our understanding just by basically putting process to the procedures that we were doing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying. And there was just a lot of innovation in that time. And the time at that time and before that time, you realize how really in the dark we were and had no idea how the human body worked, how medicine worked. I mean, there was still a lot of witchery. There's still a lot of quackery that was going on.
Well, a lot of it was based around religion too. It was sacrilege to cut into the body.
Well, even in that, they had to actually address Sharia law in there in order to have it performed in the first place, because you had to qualify it with your God in order to be even able to have the procedure done. So, I mean,
Craig, you were about to say
interesting stuff.
Oh, well, I was trying to remember what president it was. I want to say it was, I'm probably wrong, but I think it was Garfield. One of them, even in 1800s, he got shot, and they couldn't adequately address it. And maybe part of it, they were trying to get him to die, but he didn't for like a long time. He was held up, and he got sick and everything because of the infection. And just to think of how, not pathetic, I'll still say pathetic, how inadequate it was then, I can only imagine what it was like in 1524.
You want to read something scary, read about Abraham Lincoln after he got shot and what he had to go through.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it sound like he would have
bloodletting, leeches. I mean, they were
probes, and
it was crazy.
It was nasty.
Yeah,
nasty. Anyway, not to gross everybody out, but we're going to move on to the media corner.
Let's go to Play-Doh. That's so much better.
Right.
Welcome to Blockhead Video.
Hey, where can I find some good information about music and TV and videos and things?
Over here in the media corner.
I was somewhat right when I said Play-Doh.
Yeah, don't.
Craig, why don't you take this one, since you're the one who chose to put it in the show?
Yeah, so here's a movie that can possibly be anything you want for real.
Oh, I knew this was coming.
So Hasbro gazed upon the success of the Lego movie and did wonder, how can we get into some of that metric buttloads of cash?
Yes.
The answer apparently is throw Play-Doh at it. So yes, folks, we have a Play-Doh movie on its way. So here you go. The movie's taking shape. He said, assured
the movie
no
is
one
taking
else is
shape.
You see what I did there?
Yeah.
How is a live-action Play-Doh movie not claymation?
It is claymation.
Well,
it has
they're not
to be.
but for marketing purposes, it has to be a live action.
And do they not understand that the reason the Lego movie worked is not because they were Legos, because it was brilliant freaking writing.
It was the story from the kid's perspective.
It was a brilliant story and a brilliant writing.
Yeah, and you had not only the characters, but you had everybody's seen the superhero Legos, all this stuff, and it's all mashed together in one big movie.
Yeah,
and then it's all like a big joke on itself.
And they poke fun at themselves constantly. Yeah. I mean, the whole following the instructions and not following the instructions debate that's been going on inside of Lego for years, and they take that and make that a primary factor in the movie. That's brilliance. Just brilliant.
So Play-Doh,
and now I got that stupid song in my head.
Everything is awesome.
Everything is cool.
So the Play-Doh movie, what are you going to have? A guest spot by Gumby?
That would be awesome. I am Gumby, dammit.
Not the Eddie Murphy.
We got to get Eddie Murphy in to do it.
I was thinking more along the lines of Saturday Night Live. Mr. Bill. No, Mr. Bill.
There we go. Mr. Bill.
That's it.
The Mr. Bill movie. Now I would watch that.
Something else we would actually try and watch is this April Fool's follow-up of Disney Pixar's X-Wings. This is just a little trailer. It comes out and says, from the people bought you cars, planes, trains, and it's like... It goes on.
That's hilarious.
About X-Wings, and they've got the eyes in the windscreen and the talking.
Like the cars.
Yeah.
I like it.
It was somewhat humorous. You could follow the same kind of Star Wars story, but it wasn't about Luke being a Jedi, obviously, from this trailer. It was about them flying around as friends and blowing up the Death Star.
Yeah. Well, I'll give him the I posted it on Facebook and I said, do not want, but I think it does look funny because they got everybody talking and everything, and it's done so well.
It really is. It looks like it could be a viable thing.
Yeah, a little bit of polish, that could have been totally the movie right there.
Yeah, it's about all you need too, is 2 minutes of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're about right. That'd make a great 2-minute movie.
It's just a little high on the price scale to get somebody to pay to watch a 2-minute movie.
Yeah, well.
And
Disney can afford it.
Yeah.
We have one other in the Geek Library, a retro thing back to TheVerge.com. What have you found us, Craig?
Max Headroom.
Yeah, Max Headroom. I got to tell you, I loved Max Headroom.
So did I. He was way ahead of his time.
You know who the actor is?
Wait a minute. So hold on. So back up, Chuck.
Craig.
So back up. So anyway,
we're here to derail Craig every week. That's our entire job.
You guys suck.
It's going to be harder to do when he's here in person.
Yeah, he's going to just start smacking us.
Yeah. Picard faceplant. No, so I loved Max Headroom almost to the point of obsessing for him because I thought it was computer generated at one point. You know, because I'm like, well, you see the lines behind him? He's got that chiseled kind of look like a computer generated image that almost like you saw in the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, to go back and revisit all that and read through it, and I watched the show, the American and the BBC version, and of course you saw all the ads and stuff. And so as you go through here, you kind of fill in the blanks with a lot of the story behind the scenes. And this is a good walk through. You know, you can there's interview. There's interviews with. My mind's blank. Matt Frewer, and all the people behind the scenes, and there's pictures of him getting in the makeup and sitting in the chair.
Oh wow!
There's a picture of him sitting in the chair, and the suit is actually. It looks like
it's plastic. Yeah,
it's just from like the chest up.
Yeah, because that's all they ever shot was just from the chest up.
Yep.
But I mean, the cool thing about Max Headroom and I think the reason that it was so dated at the time, and people don't look at it again because it's so dated. But if you really go back and look at the show and what they were showing, it really did show where we were kind of going, and they had a really good vision of how the technology was going to impact us. I'm not sure we actually got to the level of Max Headroom, not yet, but I know we're certainly trying to get there. You know, with AI and trying to. You know, download your consciousness into a computer. That's an old trope of sci-fi anyway. So you know, it's pretty cool stuff. And if you can get past the very dated, very 80s wow of of the show, the message is actually still pretty poignant.
What's funny is even some of the ads and little clips they have on YouTube that not really part of the show. But you just go watch it. Some of them are still funny. I mean, his timing was, he was on it.
Yeah. Is this content still available like on Netflix anywhere?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is it?
You can still find.
I don't know about Netflix, but
I know that I know it's on that alternate way of getting things.
Might even be a few of them on YouTube.
Yeah, that torrent bit thing. Yeah, that we don't encourage anyone to use, but yeah, it's out there.
If the internet has everything,
that's right.
Well, and of course, they have in this article on The Verge, they have pictures. Like I said, behind the scene pictures. Nobody's ever really seen, and they show. Now we're talking about the what do you call that? Not Ducky. Dickie, I'm sorry, the Dickie looking thing where it's on his shoulders. Yeah. It's plastic. They actually, I was reading that they screwed it together over his shoulders. You know, so it was two pieces, and they put on the front piece and the back piece, so he couldn't really move around very much, except for make it go side to side a little bit. And he can move his head, of course, because his neck came through the head of the neck of the plastic, like the top of the shirt. But yeah, it's funny to look at it. I love the look. It looks so. He still looks plasticky, just plasticky, just sitting there.
Right.
This is so much fun to read, though. Even even Harrison, my son, he knows a little bit about Max Headroom because I've showed him some clips, but he thought this was pretty cool. Some of the background, behind the scenes pictures.
All right, Craig, take us out. You added one thing at the end of the show. At the last minute, there is a new scary roller coaster.
There is, and I'm bringing this up because Ben I posted it on Facebook that Harrison and I wrote it, and I said, you haven't ridden a roller coaster until you've ridden this one.
It looks awesome, and I so want to go ride it.
Oh, come to my house. I'll take you up there.
I'm there.
So we got season passes. We got season passes to Carowinds. We can go there all year.
Okay, so we know it's at Carowinds. What's the name?
It's at Carowinds.
What's so scary about it?
All right, so it's at Carowinds in South Carolina, North Carolina. It straddles the two states. So the roller coaster is the Fury 325, and it's named by 325 because that's how high you actually go to start. That's the highest. It's a giga coaster, means that's the highest point is 300 to 400 feet, I think, that it has to start off with, and it drops you.
You have to give you an oxygen mask when you're up there?
I looked around, I was like, oh my gosh, I have not seen a view like this, except for working in downtown Charlotte. So I look around, it's great. You go, when it tips over, it almost comes back under you slightly. So it really feel like you're gonna just fly out, fall right out of the front of it. Of course. Oh, by the way, we rode in the front car. We had to.
So you're hanging over the edge at that last minute.
Yeah, it has an undercut, is what you're talking about. So as it rolls over the top, it's not on a decline. It actually cuts back under
slightly,
and then
just slightly.
So you get a sense of weightlessness as you come over the top.
Yeah, you feel like I'm about to fall out of. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to go right out of it, and then it comes down, and it's super fast. I think you go up to 95 miles an hour.
Wow.
So yeah, I had water coming out of my eyes, this whole time. So just when you think you're done, it's still going, and there's a lot of those weightless moments where you feel like you're just floating, and then as soon as you come out of that, you're flipping, and it was just exhilarating. I can't put another word on it. It was fantastic.
So when we are in my feet.
well, it's funny you say that because Harrison and I both got off of it, and I had sea legs for a minute. Both of us. We're like, whoa! We were jabbering about it. We walked off. By the way, it was an hour and a half wait for that thing.
There's the rail shot coaster that's in Vegas, which is pretty cool. That the one that's on the linear accelerator coaster.
Where's that?
It's in Vegas.
And New York, it's on the New York, isn't it?
Yeah,
is
it's
that
on
the
New York. You basically you crawl in it, and you don't go up. You don't go up to a height. Right. They start you on the ground and shoot you up the first ramp.
Rock and Roller Coaster in Disney does that too.
It's crazy.
Universal.
Because the acceleration on that is awesome. It's like being in a Top Fuel dragster. I mean, the first acceleration out of the gate, those are awesome.
Oh, the Holcomb was like that.
Yeah.
Yes, the
and
Hulk does
Universal.
That too. Yep.
Yeah, I was sitting at it, and I hear you hear Bruce Banner. Oh no, there's something wrong with my experiment. Now by the time
takes off.
And you just started going up the incline. It's like, whoa.
It shoots you up the hill. It doesn't drag you up the hill like a lot of roller coasters. Anyway, thank you for sharing. We want to
if you get a chance, I highly recommend it.
Well, you didn't have a GoPro or anything, or is that illegal?
No, actually, I was like, okay, I don't know how this thing's going fast. I didn't want anything in my pockets or anything. So
I lost my phone.
Hey, the other roller coasters, I know how they are, so I can deal with it. But I put everything in a locker, so no, I have no video or nothing. But you can see the POV on their site. And I'll tell you something else. That one, as well as the Intimidator, last year or 2 years ago, they introduced the Intimidator, which is super fast, but it's the smoothest roller coaster I've ever been on. And that's what this was too. It's very smooth. I think the same company had built both.
That's the one that's got the polyurethane, the high-speed polyurethane bumpers and stuff on it. So it's like glass. It's so smooth. There's actually no gaps in the rail. They basically weld those up and file them down, and I've read about that one. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was not rocky at all. It was like smooth. You just go from one thing to the other. Great.
We could just talk about this for hours.
We could, but we're running out of time.
I see that.
Come to my house, Michael.
We're done. Let's go. Come on, time.
We were remiss last week. We did not include a question of the week. So we're going to make up for it this week. How many online devices do you have in your house? And can you name them?
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's what we want to ask you, the listener. So write us, technorama@chuckchat.com, or call the listener line 206-222-2428. We'd love to hear from you.
Hey, there was a time I could name them. I don't know.
I think I can just go to your router and say what IP addresses are in use and
leases.
Discount the neighbors.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you have to go. Yeah, you have to go to various access points now because not everybody's got one access point anymore.
Well, it's very important. Make sure that you rename your Wi-Fi network as FBI's the surveillance van number 1.
Sure.
We did that at Dragon Con.
So we want to hear from you. How many online devices do you have, and can you name them? Let us know, and we will give you a shout out in the upcoming weeks. I don't care if it's next week or a couple of weeks. Don't forget, 3 weeks from now, from when this is recorded, we're doing episode 10-year anniversary, and Craig will be in the studio. So if you're in the Phoenix area, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. But until then, give me a binary high five, Craig.
101, yeah! Like a wrestler pose when I was doing that. Could y'all imagine me doing that?
Yeah, that was a visual I didn't need. Thanks.
I kept my shirt on.
Man, I had so many different. I had so many places. I really tried to keep a lid on it this week. Those stories. I wanted to go other directions. I could have gone. I could have drug us down such
we
rabbit
need to
holes.
Pare it down from like 8 stories to 4 now.
Mm-hmm. Hey, the hearing impaired one wasn't off color, was it?
No, you're okay. That was just right on the edge, just enough.
I never heard of
that. The really picky people will be upset about it, but that's all. It's all good for your promotion.
Michael, that's how I roll, man.
That's right.
Wait till we get to the blind story, and he says that they didn't see that coming. Are we still broadcasting? Okay,
yes,
well,
awesome.
That's a good note to end on.
That's good stuff.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.